When we are in anxiety, we have disconnected from our creative, powerful energy. And in this video, I will share with you how this happens, why, and the way out of this. Hi, it's Ellen Starr, Rainbow Goddess Igniter, inspirational author and co-founder of Rainbow Light School. Imagine a tree, a beautiful tree with his branches open to the sky. So you can imagine that this tree has powerful, deep roots. So Gaia, the ground, is the tree support. Thanks to her, he can develop his roots and be very balanced, grounded, and harmonious. Equally, we have the ground, which is based in our belly, our sacral chakra, which is the chakra for creation. So we may envision what we wanted to create from the third eye, but the actual creation energy, the creative, powerful energy comes from here. And so this is our ground. And when we live in a state of anxiety, we have our breath that is up here. It doesn't reach the belly, the sacral chakra, this sacred place, which actually is where the breath should go and should reach, because the breath is also a powerful tool for transformation and liberation. I use it a lot in my healing and empowering sessions and groups. And so in anxiety, when we are in anxiety, it's like we are a tree that doesn't really put its roots down. So we keep these roots up, but they didn't really serve us because we feel like something is missing. It's missing sometimes air when we have panic attacks. I mean, it's a consequence of this anxiety. It's like confirming, oh yes, you really are in anxiety and you have to do something about it. So this is what panic attacks is. It's an evolution of anxiety. It's telling us do something about this, because as trees we cannot live with our roots up, not really down nicely in the ground. So this is what happens when we ground ourselves into our sacral space and we really deeply. When we breathe deeply, we are in the present moment. And this is also why the wisdom schools, martial arts have always taught the power of this point, which is called Dantian, or in other ways, just below the belly. It's the powerful place from which we can co-create to the next level. But in order to do so, we need our roots to be down in the ground. So we cannot co-create much when we are in a state of anxiety. We need to take care of what is telling us, because our mind is either in the past or in the present. We may have lived something, an event, an experience, people we cannot let go of, emotions we are attached to, or maybe it's regret, judgment, criticism. If we live in the future, we live in doubt, worry. We probably try to find solutions to something, so some problem that hasn't manifested yet, but it will end up to manifest if we keep thinking, worrying thoughts. And so we have difficulty to stay in the present because we have to release something, whether it's from relationships, limiting beliefs, fears, distorted perception. It is something that is telling us you need to change something. So let's take the anxiety as a messenger, like any other disorder or illness or uh, temporary moment of low energy. I like to call them because I don't really like to call them illnesses or disorders or things like that, because our Western society has trained us to give these many labels to the things that we experience, and it is an identification with them and also an urge to get rid of them. So don't keep this, you have to get rid of it because it's not good to have it. But if you don't get the message, what is really saying to me, why I have this short breathing and why I have these panic attacks that happen when I least expect them, and what they are telling me. So it's really important to start feeling that there is a meaning, because it's like, okay, I'm guiding a car, there is the light that is telling me something, and I say, oh, you know what, I don't care if I like, if I lack something in the car or not. I don't care, I want to take this light off. So maybe I run out of gasoline or even worse. So it's not that you have to eliminate the symptoms that you have, because the symptoms are just like the point of the iceberg. They just tell you, okay, so there is something, but the big thing is really down, so you really have to listen to it. So it's like saying, why should I eliminate something, the symptoms that I have, and then after a little while I need to do something else to eliminate new symptoms or the same because they have come back, as it usually happens in Western medicine, and find that, I mean, the soul is keeping telling me something, but I am not listening. We are a unit. We are a whole of body, mind, soul, spirit. So these parts are not separated. So we have to learn, and I know we haven't been educated. I mean, I haven't. That's why probably I have created Rainbow Light School, because I want to educate about this, because I wanted to be educated as a child on this the most precious relationship that we have with our soul or inner being or higher self, whatever, however we want to call it, and ask, so what this temporary low energy telling me? Because if it is manifested in my body, of course is ready to leave my energy field, because for any manifestation is like that. But if I don't really get the meaning, I'm not ready to let it go, or if I'm attached to these emotions, people, situations, or self-perception. So it's important to really be crystal clear and with yourself, and expand your awareness to the fact that everything is psychosomatic. There is not just, oh, you know, I have a little bit of anxiety, and anxiety is easily connected to the psyche. so psychological stuff. So, you know, probably anxiety is psychosomatic. Of course, it is psychosomatic, but exactly as every other illness, physical especially, tumors or similars, they are all the same. It's not that there are a few things that are psychosomatic and there are other things that aren't. It doesn't mean that of course you can cure whatever you have with external help. That's great. But the first healing should come from the inside, because otherwise you will have a recurring. So, I have mentioned depression, and depression is not really, the anxiety is more connected to the difficulty to place the thoughts in the present because they go in the past or in the future. With anxiety is slightly different because it's more a suppression of our vitality. We don't do it on purpose, of course, but it can be events or existential crises that put us in a place where we feel safer to contract our primordial energy, our creative energy, the one that is from the belly, and shut down completely or almost. I mean, it depends on the level of depressions that we go through, but it's always a process of I decide to not to listen to my inner voice of the soul, but I just shut up, and I'm gone. So it has to do with unworthiness, undeservingness, lack of confidence, of course, but there is always a way out of any difficulty that we are living. It's temporary, and it's telling us something that has the potential to enhance our well-being. Whatever we are experiencing is not here to deplete our energy, even if it appears to be so in this temporary difficulty that we are living. But the higher meaning is to equip us with something more, is to help us to become something more. Maybe we don't see the bigger picture yet, especially if we have in such a low energy as when we are in anxiety, panic attacks, or even depression, even lower. But if we trust the little light that we see, we can trust that there is or if we trust the creative energy that we feel in our belly when we put our hands here and have a few deep breaths, so we can feel that, okay, I can make it. I am here to do it, and I am going to thrive. I have helped countless, thousands people going through the dark night of the soul. I just made a video on this. Depression, anxiety, disorders of several kinds, from relationships, addictions, sleeping disorders, and food disorders, any kind. And it always comes down to a disconnection from our creative energy, to what gives us life, light, love. Of course, it's not easy when we are in the midst of it to find our way back to love, light, of course. That's why we may say, okay, I need help because now it's overwhelming. I have created many free resources you can use. A three-part masterclass where I guide you to voice your desires. It's particularly important for when we live in a state of depression. And another part is from fear to trust, a big part. I mean, fear it plays a big part in all this. And then you can tap into the first modules of my two courses, which have plenty of practices, and you can apply them on your own. If you need more tailored help, I offer a 15 minutes free connection session to see if we are a good match to work together one-on-one. And I hope this all helps. You are here to really live a beautiful life, free of all this that doesn't serve you. And remember, it has if something like this has shown in your life, is to be released because you are already done with it. So you are at the very end of it. So keep going, keep trust in yourself, in your soul connection, and in your light. Rainbow light blessings from Helen Starr.